To another Fox News alert about 2 hours from now, former President Trump is expected to appear in a Florida courtroom as his legal team fights to get his classified documents case tossed.
So this comes as the Georgia judge throws out 6 counts in the state's election interference case against Trump. A lawyer for Trump saying the ruling is correct application of the law as the prosecution failed to make specific allegation of any alleged wrongdoing on those counts.
A decision on whether DA Fani Willis will be allowed to stay on the Georgia case or be disqualified is also expected this week.
All right, let's bring in Fox News legal analyst Gregg Jarrett. All right, Greg, let's start with the fact that the Trump team is trying to dismiss the Florida documents case. Where's that going to go?
Well, as I said on the day of the FBI raid, the retention of documents, Steve, by a former president is not a criminal case. It's a civil matter. It's governed exclusively by the Presidential Records Act. So if the government wants records returned, the proper remedy is a civil court action, not a criminal indictment. That's, in fact, how it was handled in the Bill Clinton case at the time. The DOJ argued an ex-president can keep whatever he wants, and a federal judge agreed with that. But here, because it's Trump, Biden's attorney general and the special counsel reverse course. They renounced their longstanding position, and they went after Trump criminally, even though he had declassification authority while president, which, by the way, Joe Biden didn't have when he removed documents.
You know, Greg, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just curious. Typically, you can get form some type of inference from a judge based on their past rulings. But Judge Cannon is new on the bench. Where do you see this going?
Well, she has posed questions in earlier court hearings and as well as some of her writings about, she's not quite sure the proper legal standing that the government is taking here. So that's a bit of a tip of the hat that she may be seriously looking at dismissing some, if not all, of the charges. Wow. What do I think she'll do? I frankly don't think she'll do that.
A judge threw out 6 counts of Trump's election interference indictment in the state of Georgia yesterday. What do you make of the ruling about Fani Willis? Do you think she'll be removed from the Trump case?
Well, I don't think the judge has any choice here. It's pretty obvious that this is not only improper, but it creates a serious conflict of interest prohibited by the canons of ethics. So, I think in the end he's going to have to remove her. But, the action yesterday dismissing the 6 charges, that was the right move. These were always legally unsound because petitioning government officials to take action by itself is not a crime. In fact, it's a protected right under the First Amendment. Trump and others were demanding that Georgia officials re-examine the count, challenge the electors. Well, guess what? That's exactly what Democrats did 4 years earlier, and it was permissible under the Electoral Count Act. It's okay for them to do it, but when Trump does it, it's a crime.
So you really believe, the judge said, I guess the deadline is Monday. You really believe from what you saw, logic says that they were flat out lying, they've been contradicted, but you really think there's a very small chance that the judge will rule, even though you believe, like most of us believe, that they were lying. Do you believe the judge will still try to find a way to keep them on the case?
Well, he has several options here. He could refer the matter to one of the special commissions in Georgia. He could refer the matter to the Bar Association, but keep them on the case. Or he could decide, you're disqualified because of the appearance of a conflict and impropriety. If that happens under the rules of procedure in Georgia as well as Georgia law, the entire case has to be removed from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. What happens then? It goes to a prosecutor's committee that then decides, do we hand this off to a different county? And I think if they do that, fresh prosecutorial eyes will take a look at this and they'll say, wait a minute here. This isn't a racketeering case. The evidence doesn't support that. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I think the decision is going to happen today or tomorrow.
Wow, that's that fast. Greg, thank you very much for getting up early with us today.
Thanks, Greg.
My pleasure.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.